Hey guys, so I'm sitting in my 2014 Hyundai Santa Fe and I'm noticing that down right there the engine light's on. It's been coming on at random times, and I'll put the code in the display what it keeps bringing up all the time. I have figured out through a lot of research and a lot of diagnostics, different garages, and my own searching online, and I found out what is causing the problem in the code. And what happens is it puts the car in limp mode sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes it puts the car in limp mode. And guys, you're not going to believe what was causing this, and I'm going to show you right now, because apparently this is a big problem for these 2014 2.0 Turbo Sport Santa Fe's. And that's what this is. This is the 2-liter Turbo Sport. And I'm not gonna no hidden games. Here's the Santa Fe. It's the 2-liter Turbo Sport, and just to verify more, so you guys, you know, I just want you to be sure. Santa Fe, and it's the 2-liter all-wheel drive Turbo Sport. Guys, I would have ended up spending so much money to figure this out. I figured this out on my own. I'm going to open up the garage door. Yes, I know the video's a little bit long. Stop yelling at me, car. There's no need of it. Just want to bring it to the front of the garage because, well, it's snowing here, right? So let's shut this off. If I don't fall down, slipping. Guys, stick with this video because it could save you literally thousands of dollars. Nobody wants to be changing turbos in these. It's so expensive. It costs so much money. So one of the garages I was at, they forgot to put the housing back over the engine, so I'm missing the housing that says 2-liter Turbo Sport or whatever it says on the housing. Anyways, but guys, right here, this is the intake manifold boost pressure sensor, map sensor. Okay, map sensor. There's two on this car. There's one down on this line down here, right there. I don't know if you can see that, but there is one down on that line, but that's not the one. This one right here, right on the top of the engine there. It's 10mm bolts. I'm going to take it out and then I'm going to show you. So I got my skinny 10mm. I've had so much issues with this because sometimes I would start it up, and not only that, guys, she was doubling the amount of fuel she was burning. She was usually traveling at like 7.9, between 7.9 and 8.4, sometimes up to 9. But when this code would come off and she'd go in that weird limp mode kind of way, she doubled the amount of fuel, like 15, 16, sometimes 18. Okay, so let's take this one out. I always take the clip off. Once I get them out, you just pull them out, and then gently, guys, don't break these clips. Push down on the tag right there and pull out. That's it. Now, guys, I'm the most unorganized person, okay? That's just me. So here is now. Here's a new one. Now, it come in a box. It was properly sealed. I ordered it on Amazon, and I'm going to put the link to this one down in the description so you guys can get it for the same price I got it for. And it came pretty fast. Blah, blah, blah. You guys know how it goes. Now, there's no writing on this one, but the both of them are identical. They're identical. Look at the tags inside. Everything is identical. So let's go and put the new one in. I'll sit you back up. So let's plug this one in. I hope this works. Well, it clicked in and he's fitting in there. Look at that. And we'll put the bolts back in. Some people says start the car and blow out the intake first of the hole, but I'm not doing that. I saw a couple videos on this, and the guy that did the same thing as this as I'm doing here, he said when he put the new map sensor back in and started his car, the code was automatically gone. So the engine light, he said when he started it, so I'm crossing my fingers that when I start this car that engine light is off. Now, I know if he's not off, I can go on the scanner and do it, but I just want to see if he's being honest and if that was right. So that's that. I'm hoping that this engine light is off. I'm telling you, because my scanner is down. If the engine light's still on, she still might be doing that rough weirdness in her auto and everything. So I'm hoping that this engine light, guys, cross your fingers for me that this engine light's off, because if it is, I just fixed that for months. Just been bugging me, causing me problems. And if it was just a map sensor that cost a couple dollars, like, oh my goodness. All right, I'm gonna start it up. I have no engine light. Guys, I tell you, I don't know why the stereo always comes on like that. I don't know why it always comes on like that. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Look at that, the engine light's off. This is the first time I haven't seen the engine light on, guys, in so long. Not a code, nothing is up there. Nothing is up there anywhere. If you guys want to see, how I did this whole thing here, took out the typical 2014 stereo and put this touchscreen in, really nice one. I have a video on it. I'll link it in the description so you can look at it on how I installed this stereo system. But guys, I am code free, thank goodness. Her idle is nice. I just want to see how she's running. And I'm going to give it a moment just to see if the light comes back on. Oh yeah, she's yelling at me for the key. Everybody says, oh, that tick is the engine. No, it's not. That's the high pressure fuel pump. And they all sound like that. That's why they put the comb underneath the housing so you don't hear it as much. But she's running nice. I'll close the hood. She's running real good. So it's been about 2 weeks since I did the video where I put the map sensor in this car, and I just want to give you an update. And everything is working good. I have been driving this car like crazy. Since I put that map sensor in, I probably put about, I don't know, 600-700 kilometers on this car. It hasn't stopped. I've been everywhere. Haven't sat, only to go to bed at night. And I'm going to show you now. She hasn't been going today. I'm going to show you I'm still clear codes. I haven't had no issues, 0 issues. So I'm gonna start it up now. And we'll wait and see. I know no code's gonna come up because I haven't had no issues, no engine lights, nothing, no weirdness. And if you look at the average fuel burn, you see it's 10.3. Well, excuse me, if you look at it when in the video, it was way higher because of that map sensor. So she's been doing good on fuel. Now that little light's on because I'm low on windshield wash right there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's right there. But no engine lights, no lights. I haven't had any issues at all. And it's been freezing here because we've been having snowstorms. It's like minus 29 here with the wind chill. So it's freezing cold, and still guys, like, I'm not having any issues. No issues at all. No lights have come on since the video. One thing I do want to stress to you guys is, so I've been talking to Hyundai a lot about this car, even after I put in that map sensor, and I was a little bit kind of upset because even Hyundai was trying to say, oh, you're having turbo issues or actuator issues. That shaft, that, you know, I don't know what to call it, that rod, they say that sticks, the actuator could be give out. Apparently that's like $900, and then they have to assess the car, drive the car, adjust this rod, the settings in it. They were trying to tell me that this was possibly the turbo, the actuator, and you know, I was almost, you know, ready to spend $4,000 or $5,000 for a turbo, and it cost me barely anything for that sensor. And that's just from me doing my due diligence and searching online and looking for issues. Listen, I'm not a mechanic at all, but I figured if I spent $200 or $300 on sensors, right, I figured, okay, if one of these sensors was the problem, then for a couple $100 I fixed it. Luckily, it's only luck that this was the issue with my car. This could have been the turbo, could have been the actuator, a bunch of different things it could have been. A bunch of different things. Man, it could have been an O2 sensor. That's something else that they told me. And I just want to stress to you, just because this worked for my car, thank goodness. Unfortunately, it doesn't mean that it will work for your car, because you could have a turbo issue, you could have an actuator issue. This just worked for me. Like, I'm just using a cheap scanner, which gave out. Remember in the video there, I was telling you my scanner is down. Yeah, well, my scanner's not working now. But luckily, it fixed my car. I'm not saying that this is going to fix your car 100%. There could be different issues. Your car could still be showing that same code, but it could be actually coming from the turbo. The turbo could be leaking air, or whatever happens to a turbo, I don't know. They're too complicated for my brain anyway. But it fixed mine. There is a possible chance it's going to fix yours. Map sensors detects everything. It controls air and exhaust and everything, and if those wrong readings are going through the vehicle, well, that's why my car starts showing a turbo code. It worked for me. For once, I don't have to spend thousands of dollars. For once, I don't have to spend all kinds of money. And hopefully, I hope, guys, that for you, even you guys that are having this issue, I hope that it's only a sensor for you. Not just saying the map sensor, but any sensor. You're better off buying a sensor than what you are a turbo or actuator, okay? So my fingers are crossed for all of you, and I hope that it's a sensor issue for you, or an oxygen sensor or something like that. And remember, there's 2 of those sensors, and I still can't figure it 100% what the lower one actually is technically for, but mine is working. Why am I locked in? Oh, I must have pressed that button down here for lock. Anyway, so guys, I am going to put just a little disclaimer on this video, because I don't want to give you false hope, okay? I don't want to give you false hope. I just showed you guys what fixed my car for that nasty code. And let me tell you, that code that came up on this car, and I'll put it up on the screen again here, that's one of the worst codes you ever want to get in this car, other than a knock sensor code. If you ever get a knock sensor code, that's engine job right there. That's the computer detecting a rod knock. So that's an upper engine rebuild. So let's just hope none of that happens to it, but hopefully it could fix your car. I'm gonna stop now because I'm repeating myself. Everybody tells me I repeat myself in videos, but hey, I am doing this to try to help you guys. It helped me, and I always said, like, I made this channel, if I could find something cheaper to fix something, I'm always gonna make a video on it. And guys, for these Santa Fe's, these Hyundai Santa Fe's, this is a big major issue, is turbos and actuators, okay? I learned, just want to add here, Hyundai themselves told me that these cars don't like to be not driven. They told me in Hyundai, they said, as long as you're driving and driving and driving these cars, they could last forever. Not forever, but that's what they said. It's just a technical term to say. They said they don't like to sit. They said if they sit, those rods on the actuator, they seize up and they have all kinds of issues. They said as long as you're driving and driving and driving these cars, they said the engines could last hundreds and hundreds of thousands. So I'm going to hold them to that, because I drive this car all the time, all day long, right till late evening. And it's, you know, I need this car for my work, right? So I have to drive it. So guys, hope this works for you. Thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.